All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media. My name is Judson Powell. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the notification button. Please hit all the buttons for me, but most of all, hit the love button for one another. All right. Anyway, it's kind of hard for me to get back to work. I've been I've been on vacation, so I've been having like fun. So, well, this is fun too. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's all fun, but some fun is better than other fun. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I want to continue because see, this is the thing where the rubber hits the road. There's only really two issues for me with the whole race thing. All right, there's only two issues for me, and the biggest issue right now should be reparations. Give us our money back. Give us our money. Pay us. We worked for 400 years basically for free. Y'all got a 400-year head start. Okay, even if that's incorrect, it's at least a 260-year head start. Okay, so you get a 260-year head start, then you complaining about different stuff that's going on, which I don't understand. Like, none of us, we didn't steal you, you stole us. So now we just want to get paid. We want reparations. Repair what you destroyed. All right, we built the country. We fought in your wars. We've done everything. We've sacrificed life, limb, everything. We've blood, sweat, and tears. We've given it up. There's really no argument, except for that y'all don't want to talk about it. Every black person, descendant of slaves, should be what? They should all of student loans free. School should be free. Healthcare should be free for everybody who made that sacrifice. Because y'all living it up. Don't get the game twisted. Y'all are living it up. All right. Poor people are getting a $1,200 stimulus check. Y'all getting a $1.2 million stimulus check. Not to mention plus that 30% tax cut that y'all got, and all of the money that y'all took out of the stock market and put it into private funds and all of that kind of stuff. See, some of us are educated. I know y'all didn't want that to happen, but some of us, we learned and we went. In fact, we learned y'all ways because that's what we were taught. Okay, but see, this kind of stuff, or all the insider trading that was going on, how all of y'all divested yourselves out of every corporation and company that you could before COVID hit and all that kind of stuff. And I keep seeing all these posts like, yeah, COVID, COVID is not. Okay, at one time I did say that COVID was a hoax, but now I know that it's not a hoax, but it's still a setup in order for them to steal money. And the reason why we know is because they're not trying to stop it. They just say, oh, it'll stop on its own. And they giving like these measly, we know from Italy and from, countries like that where they had like, China, where they had very high death rates. And then they were able to, curb it and stop it. Well, nobody here has tried to curb it and stop it. It ain't been curbed. It ain't been stopped. All right, and they're not trying, and there's a lack of leadership. So my next thing. So reparations, pay us, give us our money. We don't have to sit at the table with you. See, I'm done with all of that, man. All that, yeah, kumbaya, blah, da, 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 da. I'm going to love black people. I'm going to love me. I'm going to love you. All right? And I'm going to love whoever loves me. But if you don't love me, what can I do about it? That's your problem. That's not my problem. My problem is to love the people that, that I'm supposed to love universally, right? Okay, so and that's what I'm saying, because there is what? The law of universal oneness. We're all in this together. We're all connected, whether you're a racist, whether you're not a racist, whether you like black power, white power, rainbow power, whatever flag you're flying out here, we're all in this together. That's what you don't realize. But for your rights to predominate my rights is wrong. I don't care who you are. Or for your rights to be superior to somebody else's rights, that's wrong. And then when nobody else can get a fair shake of the financial pie, that's wrong. we've been living in the projects and poverty under systemic racism. And see, here's the difference. And even when I was talking about anti-Semitism, the whole thing with anti-Semitism is it's white supremacy. And the reason why is because what? They have the power to take away your livelihood. So just by that, they could just, one fell swoop, no trial, no due process of law, even for them, they could just take away your livelihood because you said something that they didn't like. But what happened to the Constitution? What happened to freedom of speech? What happened to that? You're supposed to be able to say what you want to say and not be jailed for it or not be penalized for it. But then you got these people that, under the guise of anti-Semitism, just because you're pro-black or because you're pro-Africa or because you're pro-Al-Kebulan, all of a sudden you don't get the power to say what you want, and that is white supremacy. That's what we're talking about. The fact that, okay, if I say something, even if it's the truth, and 9 times out of 10 it's the truth is prohibited. I know by the number of times that I've been suspended off of all these little sites and everything that y'all got. And why is that? Because you don't like what I'm saying. But just because you don't like what I'm saying does not make it true. It does not make it a lie. It does not make it anything. It just makes it, and a lot of times it's just my opinion. And I have the right to my opinion. And so does everybody else. They have the right to their opinion. That's what the First Amendment was supposed to be about. The fact so that the government, but it seems like the forces and the sources outside of the government are worse than the government. And to keep us out of markets, we can't even have our own. So even if what you said, if you don't like what I'm saying, I can't even start my own so I can say what I want to say. You gotta be the gatekeeper and the police over everything that I say or everything that anybody else black says. And we got a bunch of proof. It's not just like I'm just blowing smoke up your behind. I'm telling you, look, why all of a sudden do all these everybody black that's got to show, if they say one bad thing about white people or about Jewish people or about anything like that, then all of a sudden they're gone. They're off the air. And it's or they help get the president elected, like Tom Joyner. Why is Tom Joyner? They let him make his farewell tour and all that kind of stuff in there. That's it. But this man helped Barack Obama get elected president because he had that much power, and they don't want anybody with that much power to be around. D.L. Hughley, who used to work in the networks, right? Worked in the networks. And here's another thing, it's like they put him in the networks, but as soon as he says anything that they don't like, you're gone, right? You got to be you got to be Candace Owens or Van Jones or somebody like that. You got to be safe. If you get up there, but hold on, juxtapose that to y'all had Rush Limbaugh, who y'all gave the Congressional Medal of Honor to, or the Presidential Medal of Honor, one of them medals or whatever, which now don't really mean nothing if you put it around Rush Limbaugh, and then lied. He was supposed to be 1 foot in the grave. He's supposed to die the next day. He's still kicking. I'm not predatory on somebody dying, but dang, y'all, come on. He was like, oh yeah, he's dying, so we got to give him this award tonight, before he kicks. He ain't kicked yet. Anyway, but he was allowed to have a white supremacist show. Fox News is a white supremacist network. Fox is a white supremacist network, and it's allowed to exist. It's a white nationalist network. They are trying to skew the entire nation towards white supremacy. But they're allowed to operate every day in hate. And nobody is saying a word about it. Nobody says a word. There's all kinds of, and before he died, Don Imus and all these other guys, these guys every day, white nationalist, white supremacist rhetoric going across, hundreds of radio stations every single day. And going across numerous televisions every single day. But let me say something like, and even, and what's really funny, and once again, I got to bring this up because even what my man said, Nick Cannon said, Nick Cannon wasn't even historically factual. It wasn't even historically correct. But as I've studied, because they'll tell you anything, but go back and study and see where all the origins and how the migrations and everything took place throughout history. And if you know that, that it was, first of all, it was historically correct, but it's still, because he's famous and because he has a big following of fans, right? If he says it, then people are going to believe it. And then we got all the, look, and this is the other thing I want you to realize. Nobody that has a lot of money, nobody, especially nobody black that has a lot of money, that has $1 billion or has hundreds of millions of dollars or anything like that, they're all on the program. They gotta be. They are not going to give you a lot of money and a lot of fame and a lot of power, all right, unless you are on their agenda. So I know we go around and we talk about coons and all this, whatever. But the bottom line is, unless you say what they want you to say, they're not going to give you that big paycheck. Unless they bind you, unless you are bought and delivered, they are not going to give you that much money. And if you do have that much money, guess what? You are behind the scenes doing something, but you're not gonna control the media, or you're not gonna have a lot of media power. And just like you say, so this man, there's no reason why they should take, like, Wild 'N Out was like one of the hottest shows on television. So and that's what I'm saying. And that's the other thing, black folks, we don't have no principles. See, they got one thing you can say, even if it's racist, even if it's all about control and power and all that kind of stuff. The one thing that you will notice is that they stick together especially when it comes to money. They stick together. They'll certain things they won't do for money. I guess when you got enough of it, I guess you don't have to really worry about that. But they stick to certain things, just like Bob Johnson selling BET. There's no way in the world. There's some things that are sacred, that are not about money, that you can't make about money, and like stuff like that. That's why we get, because we sell out. And then when we get people, walking around saying things, and then we're surprised, like Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z, y'all know Jay-Z was bought and sold. He's a billionaire. He gotta do what they say. I ain't mad at it. That's why I don't come on and come after him. But him and his wife, they are the couple that they choose to give all the money to. They are the Pied Pipers that they want to give that money to. Why? They want to give them that money so that they can draw y'all to do whatever it is they want you to do. So you gotta have, just like that whole NFL thing. The whole NFL thing, come on, y'all. Jay-Z sold Cap out. He sold him out. And and everybody got all these. It's like, look, cut and dry. He sold him out for money. You think that Jay-Z and the commissioner of the National Football League hang out? Like, really? What's that? It's like that phone call. I can imagine that phone call. So that phone call wouldn't have went good. Let's say with a real brother, that phone call would not have gone good. It'd be like, look, get do the job. How come you can't just call him up and say, look, man, Goodell, man, get this dude a job and let him play and shut up. But see, in that instance, what was it? It was about the principle, the fact that, look, we have to keep this white supremacist league going. And we have to keep it going with the precepts that we have already stated and already, followed. Because it is the last bastion of slavery. What they do, they pay people to injure their bodies and play football. And once again, why aren't the college athletes being playing? And once again, for black folks, why ain't black folks going to HBCUs and saying, forget it, I'm not going to go and give up everything for Mr. what his name is, but I could go to Howard or Hampton or FAMU, or Morgan, or, you see what I'm saying? Don't, if you play sports though, don't go to Morehouse. I'm messing with my son. Don't go to look. If you want to play sports, don't go to Morehouse. Now, if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, go to Morehouse. But if you want to play sports, don't go down there. Anyway, fastest 15 minutes is up. I should have said that. I'm mad at myself for that. I love you, son. Anyway, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, but most of all, hit the love button. I love you.